Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm going to deck profile my Dragunity Bystial deck that I've been messing around with. I actually went undefeated at locals with this deck, so I'm just going to jump straight into it. Triple Ravine, the heart and soul of the deck, one terraforming as another way to get access to it. Triple Remus, the best card starter. You can end on a decent board, uninterrupted, going into Spheres, Savage with 2 negates, and a branded beast that's live. Then 2 Legatus as part of the standard combo line with Remus that you search Legatus after you use your Ravine effect. Then the 1 Glow, which typically searches Mistletoe, but I do also play Armogram for going second. This is also, if you go first, you just discard it or dump it if you have enough combo pieces to get your normal board, just to have good follow-up. Then I currently play 2 tuners. The Phalanx is generic, so if you run into situations where you want to make a generic level 8 synchro or something, you go for Phalanx. Kus, Kaus, however you say it, does require you to summon Dragunity synchros, but it does count as a level 4, so sometimes you can just special Bystial, normal summon this, and make the level 10 Dragunity synchro. Really cool. Or just having another Dragunity tuner comes up. Then part of the combo is the Red Eyes, which is summon off Gnatome. The 2 discards that you typically search off of the Gators, very standard. Then our Bystial lineup, I'm currently playing 2 Libellions, 3 Felt Bricky. 1 didn't feel like enough because I wanted to have an extra just in case I had to banish one to summon any Bystial or the baby dragons, Wyver Buster and stuff. And I'm currently trying 2 Magnemutts, 1 Juros Worm, 1 Sireneer, which usually dumps the Libellion, so you can actually have an extra dragon to banish. And then the 1 Baldrake, situational, all of these. They definitely came up in playing, and I wanted to have a decent amount of names so I could use them in case I needed to actually use them as hand traps or extenders. Then, as I mentioned, the 1 Branded Beast, part of the end board. Then I played 3 Seiferts. This can get you a lot of cards that you need. Typically it's getting you black or white depending on your situation, but it's also part of the combo that I mentioned earlier, where if you can resolve your Gators the 3rd time, then you can add this and just immediately discard it, and then you'll Ravine dump the Libellion. I'm also playing 3 Chaos Space. This card's a little iffy and a little bricky because of the lack of lights and darks, since we do have a really high wind engine, but it's really good bait for Ash if you can get to it. You can also just Ravine it away, and then if you happen to Bystial, you can banish something like your Libellion to shuffle it back with Chaos Space if it comes down to it. There's ways to trigger it if you don't have the standard Dragon Link, Black Dragon, White Dragon combo. As I mentioned, we're playing 1 of each, extenders, starters, depending on our hands. Then I play 1 boot because I do play Striker Dragon, and it's really nice to have that extra discard for Ravine in this deck. Then I play Goatsark, Tempest, debatably more bricks, but banishing this gets you access to Remus instantly. This can also be a decent follow-up, so you can Ravine it, dump it later, or if you happen to open it, you can search for Dragon by discarding another Wind, which a lot of our dragons are in this deck. And then more awkward engine that I decided to play in this deck. I'm choosing the old-fashioned Dragon Maid Chamber Dragon Link strategy that people used to play because we discard a lot in this deck. So if you have an open Tiding, you pitch it. Sometimes you can get to use your Gators effect and discard this, knowing you have this engrave. So you can get another extender, and then you can search this, the 2nd copy, for your opponent's turn as an interruption. And then some hand traps, triple Ash, triple Gamma because like there's a lot of ways to attempt to bait the Ash early on, and it's decent going second into some matchups like Cash. Then the 1 Driver, of course, and then triple Evenlies for going second, and 2 Talents to go first or second, depending if you get hand trapped or not. And then I also do play the last one called by just in case to stop certain hand traps. Right, going into our extra deck, the most important combo piece, Gators. I should probably play a second one when people start catching on with Kashtira, in case they choose to banish that. Debatably, same with Romulus. Atom, these are all part of the combo. Spheres is part of the end board. Savage end board. If we can get there, we have the Dragunity level 10, which is a monster negate and banish, and it can also wipe the back row if it's destroyed by your opponent's card. Crystal Wing, I almost never make this card, but if you have the right hand or the wrong hand, you can go into this as a form of interruption. Then I play XL Synchro Stardust. In case Gamma resolves, we can make this and turn this into a Barone with just Gamma. Also going second, where you end up in hands where you can actually get to just like a Bystial plus a level 2 tuner. You can just make the Barone before you can get nibbed. Then I play the one Lewin, the debatably better Vajrana, because you can use your dragon as the non-tuner materials for your synchro. So like you can use a black or white plus one of the level 2 Dragunity tuners. Make this. If it's Koos, you can turn it into this. If not, you can turn it into Crystal Wing or a Savage, depending on what your situation is. Then, as I mentioned, the one Striker Dragon for the Boot Sector launch, and just normal Dragon Link climbing. Then I play a Boros Sword to finish people for game, and we do get Dragon locked in this deck, so we can't really access code. Dark for really weird situations as a generic link in case we get Ibleed. Then it is a decent slot for that. I currently play a 1 triple burst. The reason behind this is because there is someone at locals who plays Crooked Crook. They're not always there, but like, you know, I want to have this extra deck out to that card because it does do piercing and it's a decent card since we're dragon locked. Then I do also play 1 Scarlet for time or just to finish games in the main phase 2. Lastly, I'm going to go into my side deck. I played triple Kaijus for any of the matchups where it's relevant. Double Dark Hole, because I wanted to fit more things. I'm not playing 3. Double Lancia for going first and second in certain matchups. I play 1 Quackimero Drago for like branded to summon off of the spheres. Then 2 Imperms. Triple Danko, because we have no way to search it. We play a high monster count, so I felt this was more important for trap decks. Then I play 1 Thrust, 1 Dark Ruler for the fringe situations where I actually draw this one of. I can get access to that, or the Dark Holes, or the Imperms, or even like Chaos Space, depending on like whatever the situation is. I haven't actually resolved it, so I can't say if it's good or not, but the theory's kind of there. But that's basically the entire deck. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. You need 2 discards for this, but it can be anything. So I'm just going to show you the standard combo, the very basic route that you would take. Remus gets you Ravine, you activate Ravine, pitch the blank, add the Legatus to control Ravine, you can special Legatus. And then because you can control Legatus, you can special summon the Remus, and then we can Synchro that gets banished into Gaderge effect. We'll add us Zephyros, which will immediately discard. We'll pay our 400, summon this, link into Romulus. Romulus will get us Glow, activate Glow, gets Mistletoe. Then we send the Romulus to summon Mistletoe, then effect to equip the Gaderge, and then we use Glow's second effect to summon this in defense mode. Effect, we'll add and discard Baby Rock. Then we'll overlay into Atom, use this effect to special Red Eyes. Red Eyes can bring this back. This can activate for the 3rd time to add and discard Seifert. And then from here, we can make Savage. Savage equips the Romulus. Then we can activate this Ravine. Send to add, or sorry, to dump a Sarnier to dump Lubellion summoning condition. Then we can use this to get our beast. We can link into spheres. We can use the graveyard effect, banishing Seifert to add back the Lubellion. You could have also, before summoning the Lubellion, you could have done the Seifert first to get the Lubellion to add the Magnamut. Then you could special Magnamut, banishing something like Sarnier. And then you can special this, activate its effect in the end phase, you get to resolve. So if you care more about the 3k booty, you could have linked away Magnamut for the spheres instead later in that. And then in the end phase, we can add the Duraswarm to our hand. So off of the 3 random cards, we'll have 2 more plus this Duraswarm that can do something. And we have 2 negates with Savage, a Spheres, and the Branded Beast to pop the Magnamut or the Duraswarms if you choose to summon it. And then the Spheres will typically tag into the second copy of Magnamut, but depending on your situation, you can also just choose to go into Armogram or the Tempest, wherever my Tempest is, or even the Chamber Dragon Maid to get you access to a Tidying, depending on like your situation, the matchup and everything, whatever is more relevant to you. But typically it's the Magnamut, because Magnamut can like add one of these to your hand as well. But yeah, that is the standard Remus only combo with the rest of your hand.